In today's MLB recap, Tommy Pham hit one of the craziest emotes I've ever seen a player hit against a fan. Like, he did that towards a fan. The Dodgers, the injury bug is biting them pretty good the last week. Glasnow, he has a hamstring issue. Blake Snell, he was literally just told to stop throwing altogether. Meanwhile, Gavin Lux is torching baseballs with the Reds, while Michael Conforto and Miguel Rojas have both been pretty bad this year. I still don't quite understand why the Dodgers gave up on Gavin Lux this early in his career. Aaron Judge, I mean, I should believe this, but it's unbelievable, is batting .415 after yet another multi-hit game, while Paul Goldschmidt is batting .390 or something insane like that. We are seeing generational power, speed, defense numbers from guys like Pete Crow Armstrong, Corbin Carroll. They went off again. Staying with speedsters, the rookie Chandler Simpson, we know that he stole 100 and something bases a couple years ago. He saved the Rays, and also Phillies fans, they're calling their GM into question because he replaced a star reliever with a guy who cannot get outs. We'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB Recap, a series in which we recap every game every single day, so hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And don't forget that Recap is brought to you by SeatGeek. Please save yourself 20 bucks off all of your tickets using code Fuzzy. And if you've never tried Underdog Fantasy, a lot of you guys have been having so much fun on it. Put your baseball knowledge to the test, or even your NBA knowledge, because if you download today using code Fuzzy, you get a free Luka Pick'em. You're welcome. So before we talk about Blake Snell and the Dodgers basically playing like the Marlins, no offense Miami fans, I feel like you guys have a bright future. I love Peter Bendix, but we have some big storylines in this Rangers and A's game. As Jock, he's trying to end that 0-for-41 streak. We have a super prospect, first name Nick, last name Kurtz, making his debut, and Lawrence Butler is a borderline superstar. I feel like I throw around superstar maybe too loosely, but I could be an optimist. I don't know. Objectively, though, Lawrence Butler has been a top 10 hitter in baseball since last July. He's got 4 home runs and an almost .370 on base this year. Shea, he put it in play. It might not be smart to test Wyatt Langford. They're testing him. Soderstrom's in there safely. It's 2-0 A's. Make it 3-0. In his first at bat, Nick, he catches up to 96 and sends it back up the middle. That was 112 off the bat. He's already showing some of the best bat speeds in the game. Urshela, he squeaked one to right, so Kurtz, he's scoring. And wait, what just happened? That was the first 3-ball count to Jacob Wilson all year and his first walk. He has 1 walk, 4 strikeouts in 23 games. That's how good of a contact king he is. He only makes contact. He doesn't even get to 3-ball counts. I'm going to be a little bit dramatic here, but Wyatt Langford has been Mike Trout-like since last August. He's got 15 home runs, 12 stolen bases, a .380 on base his last 49 games. He's jacked, but he's still top, 4 or 5% in speed. JP Sears and the A's staff held the Rangers to, Chuck, he got a base hit, a pinch hit double. He's just in there ahead of the tag. He ends that 0-for-41. He will not be breaking Chris Davis's record. Mason Miller ends it with 102. He has 7 saves. All 3 outs, by the way, were on the strikeout. So Kurtz, he gets his first hit, RBI, and run. Jacob sees his first 3-ball count and gets his first walk. And Jock, he ends an 0-for-41. That was a fun first game of the day. Now we have some bad news. Dodgers fans, they are used to hearing bad news, but overcoming it. Blake Snell, he is down with a shoulder issue. He's been down for quite some time, but he's been told to stop throwing altogether. Now, this comes a few days after Tyler Glasnow. He was shredding, but he had to leave a game early with a hamstring issue. Dodger fans are probably like, this isn't anything new. We're not worried, but should you be? On top of the injury news, LA, they're on the verge of being under 500 over the last 15 games. At least Teoscar knows what's up. He knocked in 2 for the game's first few runs. Pete, I think he did it again. He did! PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong, has a home run in back-to-back games. He just became the 4th player since 2000 to have 5 doubles, 5 home runs, and 4 stolen bases in a 9-game stretch. The other 3, just Hall of Famer Vladimir Guerrero Sr., Shohei Ohtani, and Fernando Tatis Jr. I was kind of shocked that Mookie wasn't in that conversation, or a Mike Trout, but Mookie, he's already a Hall of Famer. He ties it at 3 with the double. Teoscar went crazy again. He had 4 RBIs before the 6th even came to a close, and staying with 6s, that's his 6th home run. He has 22 RBIs. The Cubs, they do not quit, though. They tied it right back up as Dansby, he clutched up with the bases loaded to plate 2, and Michael Busch, he's going to test Teoscar, and Teoscar, he fired it in, but Busch, he's just ahead of the throw. So it's 6-5 on the Nico Horner sac fly. Pete, it's not an extra base hit or anything, but it's still an RBI. He has 12 RBIs over those last 9 games. Andy, he's been using the power button only, like exclusively power swinging. He has 4 home runs, still batting just 180 on the season. I thought it was going to be another back-and-forth classic, but the Cubs bullpen was nails. 1 hit over the final 3. Porter Hodge had a 1-2-3 9th inning, his first save of the year. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a sweep. The Dodgers are 7-8 their last 15. Chicago, they're showing that they're not going to be bullied by anyone. We have yet another 7-6 ball game that featured an absolute glitch in the Matrix. Pete Crow Armstrong, he's a 5-tool start in the making because he's got that rocket arm. Corbin, maybe a 4.5-tool guy because that arm, it's not the best, but it is getting better and better. His new stance has turned him into a legit power hitter. That's 8 home runs. That ball went 420 feet. Christopher Morelli's trying to break out because he's been terrible as a Ray. Nice to see him finally run into a ball. So the game ended up 2-2 after a few traded runs when Chandler Simpson, he's going to get a chance to flex that speed. It's just outside his reach. Tim Tawa, he trots in for the double. Alec Thomas scores. Erod, he was great, but he did allow a few guys to get on in the 7th. No chance he's going to face Yandy, but Yandy's that dude. He doesn't care who he's facing. A bullet 2-run single. Tampa, they're up a run now. No, they aren't, because Corbin, he is now tied for the MLB lead with 9 home runs, 430 to dead center. It's 5-4 Arizona when Chandler Simpson, the rookie speedster, saved the Rays from the jaws of defeat. His RBI single forces extras, and this Cameron Meisner kid can swing it. He catches up to 98 upstairs for his 3rd hit of the day, and Yandy, he plates a massive 7th run. It's massive because Arizona, they're all about chaos. Taylor Walls, he had to rush it. It's 7-6 now. Perdomo, he's up with the bases loaded, and he chopped one. That's an inning-ending double play. That was a fun one as well. We'll talk about the Giants game after this, but I've been summoned by Jays fans. The Jays lost again, and they really want me to call out one of their players. Christian Walker, he catapulted one 800 feet high for his 3rd home run. He has 5 hits his last 2 games. Yainer Diaz sent one to deep right for a triple just past the sliding Addison Barger, and Zach DeZenzo, he cashed in the RBI. Jordan, he then had a loud and long RBI out. It was a sac fly to George Springer. Vladdy, he showed some athleticism in this inning. He hit one through the infield, and watch him fly. Springer, he had a hot shot to left field, and Vladdy unhooked the trailer to score all the way from first base. But again, the Jays lost. The Seawalk, he showed why he's a 3-time Gold Glover. He helps rookie Ryan Gusto go 5 1/3 with 6 strikeouts. Pena, he has a 14-game hit streak, but yeah, that was pretty much this game. Hader had 2 strikeouts. He has 7 saves. The Astros are 13-11. But just like that, the Jays are swept, and Jays fans want me to call out Vladimir Guerrero Jr. because the pop has vanished. He has 1 home run on the year. He still has a really, really impressive 373 on base, insane exit velocities, bat speeds, and a career low in ground ball percentage, but he also has a career low in pulling the ball, so he gets better and better at pulling as the season ages. And don't forget that Vladdy was hitting 206 with only 3 home runs his first 27 games last year, so he's not a $500 million bust just yet. Have some patience. Vladdy's always been a slow starter, but I guess for the sake of Toronto fans, I'm calling him out. There it is. The Giants can actually tie the Dodgers in the standings with a dub over the Brewers, and it's not going to be easy because they got to face Freddie Peralta. Look at Jackson Chourio flying over in foul territory. He makes a net catch. Peralta, he's taking on Logan Webb, by the way. I forgot to mention that, and they went at it. They traded strikeout after strikeout, shutout frame after shutout frame. Seems like the first to score is going to win. And back-to-back base hits versus Freddie is not a great start to the 6th. He then walked Chapman. His day is done. Milwaukee had to deploy their strikeout machine, Nick Mears. Wilmer, you cannot get him out right now with runners in scoring position. He's batting .390 with runners in scoring position. He's leading MLB with 27 RBIs. And this almost never happens, but a platinum glover just botched a play. Bryce Terang ruined the inning-ending double play, so that allows San Francisco to score a free run. They made it 2 free runs because Reese, he couldn't snag it. The error goes to Joey Ortiz on this play, which means that this 2-run double from Bryce Terang in the 9th off Ryan Walker, who sucked again, it meant nothing because Doval, he came in and put out the fire. Kind of crazy because it would have been a tie game. Instead, it's a rare L due to bad defense up the middle for the Brewers. The Giants are now 16-9, tied with the Dodgers thanks to a monster game from Logan Webb. 6 strikeouts. He's got a 1.98 ERA. He has a 3.1 ERA since 2021 over his last 800 innings. Don't forget, in the playoffs, he's even better. 1 earned run, 17 strikeouts, and 14 postseason innings. He's still just 28. I'm curious where his career stats are going to be in 5 or 6 years. The Padres are still the top dog in the NL West right now, but you wouldn't know that if you only watched them play on the road. Gleyber Torres, he kickstarted this one with his 2nd home run. He has 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, and 3 stolen bases his first 13 games. Olsen, talking about Reese Olsen, his changeup ate the Padres alive. The vertical movement is insane. Justin Henry Malloy, that's his first of the season. He has power for days. Reese, he kept on carving, and I mean carving. It's hard to throw 7 scoreless in the big leagues, let alone 7 shutout on 71 pitches with 7 strikeouts against the Padres. The Tigers went up 3 after Oscar Gonzalez took a tumble, and Malloy, he gets another RBI. Riley Green, honestly, if this happened to me in the MLB The Show, I'm throwing my controller 98 inside, like a foot inside, and he fights it off for an RBI. And if you aren't looking, please look, because Javier Baez just turned in a perfect play in center field. He looks like a natural out there already. No BS. He's actually grading out fairly well with the jumps and range and all of that out there in center. Dylan Dingler. Dude, the Tigers might actually be a wagon. 3 home runs, 11 RBIs for the young catcher. The Tigers take the series as Reese and the bullpen throw another shutout. The Tigers are 15-10. Their team ERA of 2.9 is 3rd best in all of Major League Baseball. All right. No more delaying the New York games. The Yankees are trying to avoid being swept while the Mets, they're trying to sweep the Phillies. We'll talk about the Mets game after this easy one because Judge, he's teeing off already. That doesn't leave in only 2 ballparks, Cleveland and Arizona. Judge, he cruised in there for an RBI triple. Goldie, stop being selfish, man. Give us some of that fountain of youth juice. Pass it around, bro. Again, stop being greedy. 3 more base hits. I'll show another one in a second. Ben Rice, he's slapping base hits now. He got on base 3 more times. He has 21 hits already, a 402 on base, and a 603 slugging. Judge is now 6 for his last 6. He's batting 415 this year. Goldie, he's not too far behind. He has a 383 batting average this year. He has over 2,000 base hits. I would love nothing more for him to average 150-ish base hits over the next 3 or 4 years, get to 2,500. Rodon, he was rolling. That slider was disgusting. He struck out 8 over 7. No earned runs, 17 strikeouts his last 2 starts. Austin Wells socked an Oppo RBI double. I thought that ball was going to get caught, but Wells has some crazy pop the other way. Belly, he ran for like 9 years. He tracked down the final out in the Yankees. They do avoid the sweep in Cleveland. They're 15-10. The Guardians are 14-10. That's just their 2nd loss in Cleveland. Let's see if the Phillies can pull a Yankees and avoid the sweep. Brett Beatty, I think the gates of baseball heaven might have just opened. That's the first home run for Beatty all year now. I'm being a little bit dramatic. That's his only hit of the game, but still 425-foot 2-run Beatty bombs are something to be hyped about. I'm hoping that he figures it out fully soon. Johan Rojas, he's figured it out lately. He's batting 320 on the year. He and Trey teamed up to tie it. Trey's been really bad this year. Not a bad way to break out of it and try to get out of slump going the other way. Kepler, he's been awful as well. He finally got one to fall. Luis Angel's only like 5'8", so he can't get there. One, he saved it. He tossed a bouncer to the dish. Castellanos, he's out, and that's a great tag by catcher Hayden Senger, who I just learned even existed. Great tag, bro. So the score stays 2-2. We need some free baseball. Harper, he's off. He steals 3rd base with ease. Edwin, he's going for more than 3 outs for the first time this year, and he served up an off-speed pitch right down the middle to Nick. He puts the Phillies up by 1. Edwin, by the way, got taken out with the hip issue. He said that before the game, his trainer said that one leg was now longer than the other. What? I don't know how you fix that, but hopefully that gets corrected. Romano, he's going to try not blow. He blew it. Pete's first hit of the game is a game-tying double. He's up to 26 RBIs. Now, this next pitch is not entirely Romano's fault because that's a broken bat walk-off for Starling Marte as the Mets complete the sweep. I'm not mad, by the way. The Mets are a fun team. They've won 7 in a row, so all 7 games on their homestand they won. They're 5 games up for first place, but I do like Jordan Romano, and this is sad. Romano went from one of the most dominant closers in baseball for his home country to now allowing 15 hits and 14 earned runs in 9 innings this year. He's also walked 6. The Phillies are missing Jeff Hoffman a lot, and Dave Dombrowski, their stud GM, he pretty much balked at bringing him back over a few extra million per year, and it kind of got me thinking, what in the world is happening with the development system in Philly? Where's Andrew Painter? Where's Mick Abel? The A's turned Mason Miller into a closer. Why can't they do the same now that they have Jesus Luzardo as a stud 4-5 starter? I don't know. Maybe that's a dumb take, but Romano is not the guy in Alvarado. He's a setup dude. So they got to find something to fix the closing spot in ASAP. Atlanta has a lot of work to do to catch up to the Mets, but they've been stacking up a good amount of wins over the last week or so, and I'm just going to show the first few runs because only one swing really mattered in this game. Nolan Arenado, he doubled in the other Nolan, and later in the 7th, Michael Harris, he ties it. By the way, Michaelis and Elder were both pretty good, which doesn't happen very often, and I don't know how Nick Allen has a job, but he scores on this Harris single. Nick Allen, by the way, has a 55 OPS plus for his career. I guess his glove is just that good, or maybe he's a good clubhouse guy. I don't know. He's kind of like the Austin Hedges of infielders. I told you guys. Only one swing mattered in this game. A 3-run Eli White Tater wins it for Atlanta. Daysbel Hernandez, he was tossing seeds. He broke Lars Nootbaar's bat to seal it. He gets the W. The Braves are 10-14, but they're 8-3 at home. Speaking of home, Andrew Heaney was back at home where it all started. Okay, he's not home because he's from Oklahoma, but you know what I mean. He probably feels like he was at home because he's back where it started. All that yapping while O'Neal Cruz is going 463. O'Neal has 6 home runs and 11 stolen bases. That's a casual 43 home run, 80 stolen base pace. Heaney, he was Dodgers Andrew Heaney in this game. Remember when he randomly popped off for an almost 14 strikeouts per 9 for the Dodgers? He punched out the first 6 Halo hitters that he faced. He had 8 strikeouts through 4 perfect innings when Dar d'Arnaud. He ruined it with a double. By the way, that's the play that Tommy Pham had some beef with the fan. We'll talk about that later. It's all good, though, for Heaney. He strikes out Kyron Paris. Kyron, by the way, he's like cratered back down to earth. He's now 1 for his last 23 with 14 strikeouts. Heaney, he goes 6 scoreless, only 1 base hit allowed, 9 strikeouts, no walks. That is a crazy outing. Pham, he had an eventful game. That's an RBI broken bat single, and then again he had that run-in with the fan. We'll talk about that in a moment. The Halos, they're rallying though. Trout, he's up, and bad game. 3 strikeouts, and he dropped his PCI. The Angels are back under 500. Trouty, he's now 4 for his last 35 with 20 strikeouts. He has a 0 WAR through 23 games, which is wild to say out loud. He's Mike freaking Trout, the WAR god. Now, what in the world was I talking about with that Tommy versus fan thing, right? So earlier in the game, on that Travis d'Arnaud double, a fan grabbed or like touched Tommy Pham. Tommy literally stopped dead in his tracks before throwing the ball back in, and then after he threw it in, I don't know if the fan was barking or maybe it was someone else, but Pham hit him with the a very colorful emote, to say the least. This dude is a maniac, like a true one-of-one personality. There's only one Tommy Pham in baseball. From a one-of-one personality to a one-of-one talent, James Wood finally pulled a baseball and he hit it 117 miles an hour on his own bobblehead night, might I add. He has 8 home runs, and dating back to last year, he has 17 home runs, 17 stolen bases, and a 131 OPS plus his first 103 games. This is the problem sometimes with Tomoyuki Saganu. He sometimes is a little too strike zone heavy. He missed it, and Josh Bell cranked a 2-run bomb. Shout out to Sagana, though. I got to tip my cap because I was calling him out on Twitter. He settled in for 6 scoreless after that, and here comes the Orioles. Adley scores Jackson Holiday. I almost said Jackson Merrill for some reason. That is not the same person. Mullins, he's way too fast. He's in there for a headfirst dive to give Tyler O'Neill an RBI sac fly. Not done with the sac fly action. After Jordan Westbrook motored around for a 3-bagger, Ramon Urias, he lifted one to Jacob Young, who does have a hose piece. I thought no chance this ball would even get close. Well, Westbrook can fly, but that's why I'm kind of like, I'm shocked it was that close. Jacob Young has a cannon. Look at this pitch. James Wood, he got bailed. That should have been called strike 3. Like, that was as bad as it gets. That was completely in the zone. Naturally, James Wood ends up walking. That moved Alex Call to second base. Call eventually got to third. So because of that walk, Call is now going to score on this Luis Garcia Jr. sac fly. There was a lot of RBI outs in this game. Trey, he put on the moon shoes to Rob Alley. We're talking about Trey Lipscomb. Heston, he got popped up as Kyle Finnegan now has 9 saves. He gives the Nationals the series win. Baltimore is 9-14. They were held to 1 run by Trevor Williams, and Baltimore, not only do they have one of the worst pitching staffs in baseball, but their offense is not looking good. They're 18th in OPS because of an awful 300 team on base percentage. The Twins are actually right behind the Orioles in terms of team on base percentage, but they had a much better day at the office. Ty France, he's been decent this year. He drove in the on base and stolen base god. Rookie Luke Keeschel scores, and by the way, Keeschel has 5 stolen bases his first 5 games. That's the most since 1901. Trevor Larnach has been cashing in a ton of RBIs as of late. Here's another one. David Festa, the starting pitcher for the Twins, he came into this one without allowing a single run, but he leaves after allowing a few base runners, and Cole Sands could not bail him out. Benny Biceps then had an RBI, and just like that, Chicago is winning. Edgar Cuero, he heard me talking about Luke Keeschel, so he hit it straight to him, and Luke just flat out misplayed it. Now, Minnesota had their rookies back. Brooks Lee, he sliced one to left to score Ty France, and then the Twins broke out the boomsticks. Yes, that was a Nelson Cruz callback. I miss watching him mash, but Trevor Larnach now has back-to-back games with a home run and 2 RBIs. Buxton, he only hits bombs 415 feet over his last 124 games dating back to last year. He has 31 doubles, 23 home runs, and a 130 OPS plus. I just need him to stay on the field. Danny Coulomb, he wrapped up his second save as the Twins, they've won 2 games in a row. We just talked about the White Sox. Let's find the Red ones. J.P. Crawford laser one to deep right for a 3-run home run after Mitch Garver drove in the game's first run. To me, that really seemed like it gave Emerson Hancock some confidence to pound the zone. And I've been waiting on the Emerson Hancock emergence over the last few years. He racked up 7 strikeouts across 6. Now, he did give up a few runs, but Ben Williamson kind of helped out. A lot of people are saying he reminds them of Kyle Seager, at least in terms of defense and getting on base. He can play a really good hot corner, and again, he can swing it. After J-Rod knocked in Dylan Moore on J-Rod's second hit of the night, Ben, he got it to 7 runs on his 3rd base hit of the night. It's now 8 runs after J.P. Crawford drove in his 4th ribby of the day. He waited on it and sent it the other way. So the Red Sox, I'll spoil it, they do lose, but honestly, this swing might make them not feel as bad. I mean, the game that's going on currently is pretty bad, but Tristan has a home run in back-to-back games, 3-run home runs, by the way, both of them. That's baseball in a nutshell. He had 1 home run and 4 RBIs his first 21 games, and then over the course of 24 hours and 2 games, he beats those stats. As Andres Munoz, he now is a perfect 8 for 8 with saves. The Mariners are 13 and 11. The Red Sox are 14 and 12. Gavin Lux is quietly having a really nice start to his Reds career. He's hitting .485 with 7 RBIs during his 9-game hit streak. Matt Mervis, he's never going to be a batting average guy, but he can be a 30 home run guy perennially. Is that a word? That's his 7th home run already. The Cubs are officially on notice for a bad trade. Vidal Brujan better be the next Jose Reyes or something. Austin Wynns? Who is this guy? He has 9 base hits his last 2 games. I'm going to skip to his second RBI extra base hit. Wait, hold on. Ellie is doing Ellie things. Instead of an out, Jameer gets an RBI fielder's choice. I genuinely think that Ellie and probably O'Neal Cruz are the only people that score, maybe Tatis, because sure, there are other elite fast guys like PCA, Corbin Carroll, Bobby Witt, but those guys aren't 6'5" and above. So when you have a 7-foot wingspan, you can test that. Like I said, Austin Wynns has 9 base hits and 8 RBIs his last 2 games. Here's the 8th RBI, Emilio Pagan. Man, he's been good. A 9-pitch 9th for his 5th save as Blake Dunn. He had that little stutter step web gem to end it. The Reds, they're 12 and 13, and I got to tip my cap to Brady Singer because he didn't walk anyone. That's big for him. He had 8 more strikeouts. He has a career 10.5 strikeouts per 9. I don't know if that can hold, but if it does, Reds fans are going to be pretty geeked out because Jonathan India has been bad for the Reds. The Reds are top 5 in runs scored, and as of right now, they're top 5 in team ERA, so they're looking pretty good. Or at least they're looking like they could be pretty good. They're 12 and 13, which is not good. By the way, I just want to spend a few more seconds talking about Gavin Lux because that trade is still so weird to me. Instead of trying to put 27-year-old Gavin Lux out there in left field, now for some context, Gavin Lux did play left field in 2022. He wasn't very good. He improved the reads in 2023 for the Dodgers, and then after he came back from the ACL thing, they just stopped playing him out there in left field. But I would have tried it again after seeing Gavin hit 305 with a 900 OPS in the second half last year. Instead, they signed the 32-year-old Michael Conforto, who plays terrible defense, and yes, he does walk as much as Lux, but he's a whole lot more expensive. The Dodgers did get a kid by the name of Mike Soroto, who they wanted bad in the 2021 draft. He has really quick hands and stuff like that. But yeah, even employing Miguel Rojas over Gavin Lux is wild. Like, Rojas had one little magical run after having a 67 OPS plus his first year as a Dodger. Like, he's bad. He's very bad at hitting, and he somehow convinced the Dodgers that he was good at hitting. So if I'm a Dodgers fan, yeah, I wish that Gavin Lux was still on my team. Well, everyone, that does it for today's recap. I got nothing else for you guys. This was a big boy recap, so if you made it until the end, I just want to say thank you for your support. Have a great day, and enjoy the web gems.
Shot up the middle. Adames has got it. He will throw. And
liner into center. And Robert Jr. makes another curveball that was pulled toward the hole. Nice play by Lindor.
To right, struck pretty well. Gonzalez back, and the wall makes the catch.
And he rockets this one out to left. Nimmo back and makes the leaping catch.
Lines the ball out to right center field. Barger charging in, dives,